My beloved child, I need you to stop everything you are doing right now. Do not let another thought, another distraction, or another demand pull your attention away from me, because what I am about to tell you is not something you can afford to miss, not something you can set aside for later, and not something that will wait for a better time. I have been watching you move through your days, weighed down by invisible burdens, caught between choices that seem impossible to make. And while the world demands your attention in 100 directions, I am here, calling you into a moment that is meant to shift the very course of your life, a moment where my voice cuts through the noise and delivers to you the exact words you have been unknowingly waiting for, the exact clarity your spirit has been longing for, and the exact reassurance your heart has been silently crying out to receive. I see the restlessness that you try to mask with busyness. I see the unanswered questions you try to bury under tasks. I see the moments you stare into nothing because your soul feels like it's standing on the edge of something you can't quite name. And I tell you now, this is the edge of change, the threshold of breakthrough, and the place where hesitation will either keep you bound or surrender will launch you forward. That is why I am stepping into your now, into the very second you are reading these words, and urging you to stop everything, because even a single moment of delay could allow doubt to plant itself deeper, could let fear whisper more lies, and could cause you to miss the confirmation I am about to place directly into your spirit. I am not coming to you casually. I am not speaking to you out of habit. I am coming with urgency, with precision, and with a love so fierce that it refuses to let you drift another inch without knowing exactly what I need you to hear. My child, the reason you feel the heaviness in your chest is because I have been pressing on your heart to pause and listen, because the next step I am about to give you is not just a gentle nudge, but a decisive instruction that will keep you from walking into harm you cannot see, and will instead lead you straight into the center of my perfect will. The enemy has tried to crowd your schedule so full that you have no space to breathe, because he knows that stillness in my presence will reveal every trap he has set. But I am breaking through that chaos right now and creating a holy interruption, this moment, where you must decide whether you will brush off my voice or let it arrest your attention completely. Understand that when I say stop, it is because I see what is racing toward you in the unseen. And while the world tells you to keep pushing, keep grinding, keep figuring it out yourself, I am telling you that your safety, your clarity, your peace, and your victory are all tied to you choosing to halt and receive this word before you do another thing. Do you feel the urgency in my spirit? Do you sense the weight of these words? This is not the time for half-listening or for letting your mind wander to the list of things you think are more important. This is the time to lean in so deeply that every syllable reaches the deepest part of you, because I am about to open your eyes to why certain things have been delayed, why certain prayers seemed unanswered, and why the pressure has been so intense lately. You have been moments away from turning back, moments away from giving up on what I promised you, moments away from deciding that maybe you heard me wrong. But I am stopping you here, in love and in power, to tell you that not only did you hear me correctly, but you are closer now than you have ever been to the very thing I told you I would do. And if you can hold still and hear me now, I will walk you into it step by step without the confusion and without the fear that has been clouding you. For this is the moment where your turning point begins, and I am not letting you miss it. I have watched the unspoken battles you have carried within, the thoughts you could not bring yourself to share with anyone, the questions that echo in the quiet hours when no one else sees the weight you are under. And I am here now because those silent struggles have been pulling you toward a place I will not allow you to remain in. There have been moments when the voices of doubt have sounded louder than my promises, when the uncertainties of tomorrow have made you question whether the ground beneath you is secure. But I have been present in every sigh, every restless night, every time you tried to keep moving while wondering if your strength would hold another day. I am drawing your attention because there is a subtle but dangerous pull in your thoughts that seeks to convince you that nothing will change, that perhaps you must learn to live in this state of confusion. Yet I tell you now with certainty, you are not meant to remain in that place, and I am stepping into the center of your mind to dismantle every lie that has been woven into your thinking. I see the moments you rehearse worst-case outcomes in your head, preparing yourself for disappointment before it even arrives, and I want you to understand that this is not wisdom. It is the erosion of faith, a tactic designed to keep you from expecting my intervention. I am not content to watch you live cautiously, bracing for pain instead of anticipating joy. So I am moving within you now to reset your outlook entirely, to shift your focus from the shadows to the light I have placed before you. You may think that these inner battles are unseen and harmless if left unspoken, but I tell you they are seeds that will grow if not pulled up at the root. And I have come to do exactly that, because where I am taking you, there is no room for the constant suspicion that something will go wrong. You must allow me to train your mind to expect my goodness, to prepare for fulfillment instead of loss, to see my fingerprints on your future before your eyes have even witnessed it. I have been whispering hope into you, even when you didn't recognize my voice, giving you small moments of encouragement, nudging your heart to remember what I have done before. But now I am turning that whisper into a clear and undeniable truth. I am for you. I am with you, and I will not allow the internal storms to dictate the steps you take next. You need to know that the thoughts that have been circling endlessly are not a sign of defeat but a sign that the enemy is threatened by what is coming your way, and so he attempts to fill the space of your mind with anything that will weaken your resolve. I will not permit that to continue. I am breaking that cycle now, replacing it with a deep awareness of my presence that will silence those patterns. You may not realize it, but much of your hesitation has been born from the fear of making the wrong move, the fear of stepping into something that may collapse beneath you. Yet my plan has already accounted for every step you will take, and nothing I have prepared for you will fail. I am shifting the atmosphere of your inner world right now so that you will recognize my peace not as a fragile feeling but as an unshakable foundation that remains even when circumstances still appear unsettled. Hear me when I say this. You are not powerless against these thoughts, because my spirit within you is stronger than any argument they try to raise. I will teach you to answer them with the truth I have spoken over you, to hold fast to my voice until the noise loses its grip. My child, this is not merely about you feeling better for the moment. This is about equipping you to walk through what is ahead without being pulled into constant second-guessing. I am preparing you for a clarity so strong that even when opposition rises, your mind will remain fixed on the certainty of my hand guiding you. From this moment forward, I am calling you to partner with me in this renewal, to stop feeding the doubts by rehearsing them, and instead nourish the faith that I am planting right now. You will find that as you do, the heaviness will lift, the confusion will clear, and you will step forward with a boldness you didn't know you carried, because I have placed it there for this exact time. You stand on the edge of a turning that will come suddenly, without the warning you expect, and that is why I am guiding you to keep your spirit steady and your focus locked on me. You have tried to predict how the next chapter would unfold, creating timelines in your mind, imagining the sequence of events. Yet I have intentionally kept certain pieces hidden because I need you to walk forward by trust rather than by sight. There is a bend in the road ahead, one you cannot see past from where you are now, but I have already prepared what waits beyond it, and when you step into that place, it will be unlike anything you have envisioned. The shift that is coming is not random. It has been arranged with precision, with every detail aligning perfectly to accomplish what I have promised you. And though it may feel abrupt in the natural, it has been building in the unseen for far longer than you realize. I am arranging circumstances to converge at the exact moment you will be ready to move through them, and I will not allow anything to arrive before its appointed hour. You have felt as though you are circling the same ground, taking steps but not arriving anywhere new, but in reality, you have been positioned at the final stretch before the pivot, the moment when the scenery will change completely. I need you to understand that this turn is not a detour. It is the path itself, the one I have marked for you since the beginning, and it leads straight into the heart of my plan. This is why I have been refining your perception, teaching you to distinguish my leading from the pull of distractions, because once you reach that point, the clarity I give you will determine how you step into it. Do not think for a moment that you will have to figure it out alone. I will walk you into the new space myself, removing obstacles in your way before you even encounter them. You will notice that the resistance you have felt until now will begin to give way, that doors which were locked will start to move, and that conversations which seemed impossible will open with ease. This change will not be subtle. You will recognize it instantly, and it will carry the unmistakable imprint of my hand. Others may not understand how quickly things will shift for you, but that is because they have not seen the preparation I have been doing behind the curtain. I have been setting things in motion in places you have never been, influencing situations you have not yet stepped into, and ensuring that the connections you need will be ready at the exact moment you need them. You must be prepared to release any attachment to how you thought it would look, because my way will exceed your expectations in ways you could not have scripted. The pace of what is coming will demand readiness, not the frantic kind born of fear, but the calm strength of one who knows their steps are ordered by the one who sees the end from the beginning. I am not asking you to prepare every detail. I am asking you to keep your heart yielded and your ears open, because the cues I give you will come in the very moments they are needed. There will be no mistaking them. My peace will confirm them, and my spirit will give you the boldness to act when the moment arrives. Do not shrink back when you see the shift begin. Lean into it, for it is the answer to what you have been holding before me all this time. Though the change may feel overwhelming in its speed, you will discover that you have been equipped for it all along, that every season of waiting, every step of obedience, and every unseen battle has prepared you for this precise moment. My child, this turn will not take you away from your calling. It will take you deeper into it, drawing you into a place where the weight of my purpose will rest upon you in a new measure, and where the fruit of your faith will begin to appear more quickly than it ever has before. Be ready to walk with confidence when the path suddenly opens before you, for I have made it ready for you, and it will carry you exactly where I have intended all along. There are barriers you have been pushing against with all your effort, walls that seemed unbreakable no matter how many times you tried to move them, and I am telling you that the moment is approaching when they will swing open without resistance. What you have been facing is not an absence of opportunity, but a divine timing that I have been guarding, for the threshold you are about to cross has been sealed until the precise second it is meant to be unlocked. I have not allowed those gates to respond to your earlier attempts, because stepping through too soon would have exposed you to challenges you were not yet prepared to meet. But now the preparation I have been shaping within you is nearly complete, and the alignment required for your entrance is coming together swiftly. You have looked at those doors and wondered if they were never meant for you. Yet I assure you they were marked with your name long before you began seeking them. Each obstacle has been a protective seal, not a denial, and when my appointed time comes, the barriers will give way effortlessly, as if they had never stood against you at all. You will not have to force them, bargain for them, or compromise yourself to pass through. They will respond to my authority, opening in a way that leaves no question that it was my doing. There will be a grace upon the moment, a weightless ease that will confirm to your spirit that you have stepped into the place I have kept for you. I have been working not only on you but also on the environment beyond those doors, arranging it so that when you arrive, it will be ready to receive you fully. Every detail is being orchestrated. Conversations are shifting, decisions are being influenced, and resources are being positioned so that the instant you cross over, nothing will be lacking. I have seen your perseverance in the face of locked gates, your willingness to keep trusting me even when your knuckles felt raw from knocking, and I will honor that faith by opening not just one but multiple access points in a short span of time. You will find that once the first barrier moves, others will follow, like a chain reaction set into motion by my command. These openings will not compete with one another. They will complement and strengthen your path forward, each one carrying you deeper into what I have prepared. I want you to release the frustration you have carried from the seasons of delay, for you will soon understand why the waiting was necessary. What is ahead would have been overwhelming had you stepped into it earlier, but now you will walk with a steadiness and clarity that will allow you to navigate it without being consumed. I have been sharpening your discernment so that when the opportunities arrive, you will recognize instantly which ones bear my signature and which ones are distractions disguised as blessings. Not every door that opens is meant for you, and that is why I have trained your spirit to listen for my confirmation before you move. When I show you the one that is yours, there will be no striving to hold it open. It will remain in place because I have secured it. Others may question how you suddenly gained access to places they could not reach, but you will know that it was not by your strength or strategy, but by my hand clearing the way. I will bring you into rooms where your presence has been awaited, where the work I have done in private will now be revealed in public, and where the influence I entrust to you will serve my purposes beyond what you can currently imagine. Remain attentive, for the signal to step forward will not come from the noise around you but from the quiet certainty within, the unmistakable assurance that I have gone before you. When you feel that release in your spirit, do not hesitate, for the timing will be exact and the conditions will be perfect. You will not need to return to push again later, for what I open in that moment will remain open as long as I have appointed. My child, the season of closed gates is drawing to an end, and the days ahead will show you that what I open, no one can shut, and what I keep sealed, no one can force their way into. And in this you will see my power, my protection, and my unfailing faithfulness made visible before your very eyes. Even now, I am arranging the arrival of individuals whose presence in your journey is not by chance, but by deliberate design. These are not ordinary acquaintances. They are carriers of assignments that connect directly to the vision I have placed within you, and they will hold pieces you could not acquire on your own. For some, they will bring counsel that will unlock the clarity you have been seeking, while others will carry influence that opens pathways no amount of striving could secure. You have been walking faithfully with what I entrusted to you, and now I am expanding your reach through partnerships I have been cultivating quietly in the background. Many of them have been prepared through their own seasons of refining so that when your paths meet, there will be immediate recognition, a knowing within your spirit that this connection is divinely appointed. I have already begun to move them into position, shifting their schedules, guiding their decisions, and even stirring their hearts to seek someone like you without them knowing it is you they will meet. There will be conversations that begin in the most unexpected settings, moments where an introduction feels casual yet carries the weight of destiny, and from those encounters, momentum will be born that moves you forward at a pace you could not have manufactured. I am not sending these people to take over what I have given you, but to strengthen it, to amplify the impact, and to help carry the load into territories you have not yet entered. You have felt the strain of walking with so much responsibility alone, the sense that you must be the one to solve every problem and initiate every step. But I am relieving that weight by surrounding you with those who will walk alongside you with genuine alignment to my purpose. These are not opportunists seeking to benefit from your progress. They are allies sent to protect it, nurture it, and see it flourish. Some will bring wisdom far beyond your years, speaking into situations before they escalate into obstacles, while others will carry resources that match precisely what is needed at the exact time it is needed. Every one of them will have been touched by my hand before they ever reach you, so you will not need to question whether they belong. My peace will confirm it. I will also give you discernment to recognize those who appear helpful but whose motives are self-serving, so that no counterfeit can gain a foothold in what I am building with you. Understand that these connections are not about personal comfort alone. They are about the fulfillment of assignments that carry eternal weight, tasks that cannot be completed without the unity I am about to weave into your life. As these people step in, you will notice an acceleration. Doors will respond faster, solutions will appear more quickly, and the heaviness of certain decisions will lift because they will share in the responsibility. Even in moments when you feel unsure of your own capacity, they will remind you of what I have spoken, encouraging you to keep moving when weariness tries to slow you down. I've seen how isolation has tempted you to believe that no one could understand the depth of your calling, but I am proving to you that I have many who walk in step with my spirit and who are ready to join their strength to yours. Do not be surprised if some of these relationships form with people you would have never expected. Individuals from different backgrounds, regions, and experiences, because I am drawing together a tapestry of skills and perspectives that will make your influence reach further than you thought possible. Each one is a strategic placement, not a random addition, and together they will create a support around you that will withstand pressure and opposition. My child, I am not sending them so you can lean entirely on them, but so that together you can lean entirely on me while accomplishing far more than you could have imagined alone. When you see them coming into your life, receive them as the answer to prayers you may not have even known how to pray, and watch as the pieces I have been holding come together in perfect unity before your eyes. What you have perceived as an onslaught meant to destroy you is, in truth, a clearing of the atmosphere so that the environment around you will be ready for the next stage of what I am doing. Storms have gathered in recent days, bringing disruptions, unexpected pressures, and moments where it felt like the ground was shifting beneath your feet. But I want you to know that none of this has taken me by surprise. I have allowed certain winds to blow because they are sweeping away the debris that would hinder what is about to emerge. These upheavals are not evidence of abandonment but proof of preparation, for I am removing influences, attachments, and patterns that cannot remain where I am leading you. It is easy to interpret turbulence as punishment, but I tell you, this is a refining wind, a purposeful shaking that strips away what is unstable so that only what is secure in me will remain. Every unsettling event, every abrupt change, and every closed chapter has been part of a process to ensure that when the new season begins, there will be nothing lingering from the old one that could weaken its foundation. I am even using opposition to strengthen you, to deepen your endurance and sharpen your vision so that when opportunities come, you will recognize them instantly and not waste time on what does not belong to you. The noise of conflict may have tried to cloud your hearing, but I am training you to find my voice even when the atmosphere is loud and unsettled. I have been building within you a calm that does not depend on the surrounding conditions, a peace that remains unshaken even when everything around you seems to shift. As you walk through this, you will discover that I have placed within you a resilience you did not know was there, the kind that not only withstands the storm but also emerges from it stronger, clearer, and more focused than before. While others see only the chaos, you will see the removal of what was holding you back, the breaking apart of structures that could not carry the weight of what is coming. I am dismantling certain alignments that once seemed beneficial but would have quietly undermined the work I am doing in you. Some relationships, opportunities, and environments are being stripped away not because you failed, but because they would have drained the strength you need for the tasks ahead. Trust me when I say that I know exactly what must remain and what must be swept aside, and I am executing that separation with precision. There will be a moment soon when you will look back at this period and realize that without this cleansing, the doors I am about to open would have been harder to walk through, and the territory I am giving you would have been harder to hold. I am not simply preparing a place for you. I am preparing you for the place. That preparation sometimes means enduring discomfort for a little while longer so that when the shift happens, you are not only ready to enter but ready to remain. My child, do not despise the disruption, for it is removing the unnecessary, making space for what is essential, and ensuring that when you step into the next chapter, you will carry only what empowers you. Every gust of wind, every unexpected change, every removed obstacle is part of me setting the stage for something greater than you have yet seen. Even in this current moment, while the process feels relentless, I am holding you steady, shielding you from harm, and keeping you anchored in my purpose. You will soon realize that what felt like loss was actually the removal of limitation, and that what seemed like confusion was my reordering of your steps. Hold your position in faith, because when the air clears, the view will reveal promises fulfilled and pathways ready for your feet to walk upon without resistance. Even now, I am speaking to hearts in places you have not yet stepped into, softening attitudes, shifting perceptions, and preparing favor to meet you the moment you arrive. Unseen conversations are happening on your behalf, and my influence is moving ahead of you, creating openings in situations that once felt unapproachable. People who previously would have turned you away will find themselves willing to listen, and those who once resisted you will be stirred with a sense of welcome they cannot fully explain. I am positioning these moments with precision, aligning your path so that when you enter these spaces, the atmosphere will already be ready to receive what I have placed within you. The preparation I am doing in others is as vital as the preparation I am doing in you, for the fulfillment of what I have spoken requires agreement on every side. I am not leaving this to chance. I am guiding thoughts, inspiring ideas, and placing impressions in the minds of those who will play a part in your next steps. They may not yet know your name, but they will know your purpose when they meet you, because I will confirm it to them by my Spirit. When the appointed moment arrives, there will be an ease in your interactions that will feel almost supernatural, because it is. It will be the evidence that I have gone before you. My favor is not random or unstable. It is intentional and unshakable when I release it, and no opposition will be able to cancel it. Some of these connections will happen in places you might have overlooked if you relied on your own reasoning, which is why I am calling you to remain sensitive to my leading. For I may guide you into seemingly ordinary environments that hold extraordinary encounters. You will see how I arrange even the smallest details so that your steps and theirs intersect at the right moment, in the right setting, under the right conditions. I will confirm it to you not with confusion but with a peace that settles deep within your spirit. Do not rush these introductions, for they are being orchestrated to accomplish more than one purpose. They will not only advance you but also impact those you meet in ways that will shape their own destinies. I am weaving multiple stories together so that my glory is revealed through the connections I establish. When these doors open, walk through them with humility and confidence, knowing you have not forced them. They have been given to you as part of my promise. Resist the temptation to second-guess whether you belong there, for I would not lead you into a place without fully intending for you to stand there. Remember, the acceptance you will receive is not because of human persuasion but because my hand has prepared it. I have been working in the unseen for far longer than you realize, and soon you will witness how each piece aligns perfectly without you having to push or strive. My child, I need you to trust that while you have been wondering if you are ready, I have been ensuring that what you are walking into is equally ready for you. Every delay you thought was wasted time was actually me giving space for these hearts to be positioned, for their understanding to be shaped, and for their willingness to be established. You will walk into rooms where your voice will carry weight without you needing to prove yourself, because I have already placed an awareness of your value in the minds of those who matter for this assignment. Watch as conversations flow easily, as barriers fall without resistance, and as the opportunities you thought would require a fight instead unfold before you like an open pathway. When you see this happen, let it remind you that my preparation is never partial. It is complete, thorough, and filled with the intentionality of a father who wants his child to walk without fear into every place he has promised. Remain ready, for these moments will come suddenly, and when they do, you will know without doubt that I have gone before you, setting everything in place for your arrival. You have been tempted to dwell on uncertainties about the future, to let your imagination drift toward the worst possible outcomes. But I want you to hear me clearly. What lies ahead has already been secured under my authority, and there is no scenario in which my plan for you is left unfinished. I have already navigated every twist, every challenge, every unseen turn on the path, and I have marked a way that is clear for you to walk. I need you to release the weight of worry that has been pressing against your thoughts, for it is not preparing you. It is draining you. Anxiety tries to convince you that by rehearsing every what-if, you are somehow protecting yourself from disappointment, but in reality, it robs you of the energy needed to embrace what I am bringing. You cannot carry constant fear and deep trust at the same time, and that is why I am calling you to place every outcome back in my hands. I do not ask you to do this because I am uncertain about what will happen. I ask because I already know exactly how it will unfold, and I want you to experience the peace that comes from resting in the truth. Your life is not hanging by a fragile thread, at the mercy of unpredictable forces. It is held firmly in my grasp, where no enemy can snatch it away. Every challenge that will come has already been accounted for in my design, and every provision you will need is already set aside for the exact moment it will be required. You will not arrive at a place where I am unprepared or where you are left to fend for yourself. I am ahead of you, ensuring that each step you take lands on solid ground. I am beside you, steadying you when the path narrows, and I am behind you, protecting you from what tries to follow. I see the moments when you try to predict how everything will work, measuring your expectations against what you see in the natural. But I need you to remember that my ways are not limited by visible circumstances. I am not bound by statistics, reports, or the opinions of others. I can create a way where none exists, and I can turn what appears to be a disadvantage into the very thing that ushers you into blessing. This is why I urge you to shift your focus from fear to faith, from dread to anticipation, because your expectation sets the posture of your heart to receive. If you approach tomorrow bracing for harm, you will miss the joy of recognizing my goodness when it arrives. But if you step forward expecting me to keep my word, your eyes will be open to see my fingerprints all along the way. I want you to live with the assurance that you are moving toward fulfillment, not toward failure. You are not walking toward an uncertain ending, but toward a victory that has already been written. The tension you feel in this in-between place is not a sign that you are in danger. It is simply the stretching of your faith as I prepare you to carry more than you have before. Every day you choose to trust me despite what you do not yet see, you are growing stronger in the very areas that will be needed for the next stage. Do not allow fear to dictate your pace or your direction. Let my voice be the compass that guides you forward. You will discover that when your focus remains on me, the noise of worry will lose its grip, and the peace I give will become the lens through which you see every situation. My child, I am not merely asking you to hope for the best. I am inviting you to anchor yourself in the certainty that the best I have promised is already on its way. Hold fast to this truth, and you will find that no shadow of fear can overtake the light of my presence in your life. The seasons where progress felt delayed were not moments of neglect, but shields placed over you to guard against situations that would have quietly drained your strength. There were paths you thought you should take, opportunities that appeared promising from the outside, but I closed them because they were lined with snares you could not see. In your eyes, the waiting may have seemed like wasted time, but in my plan, it was a strategic safeguard, ensuring that you would not be drawn into places that looked right but carried hidden costs. I allowed certain timelines to extend, not to frustrate you, but to align you with the moment when the conditions around you would match what I have spoken over your life. If you had moved ahead when you wanted to, you would have entered too soon, before the ground was ready, before the right allies were in place, before the unseen dangers had been removed. I know it has been difficult to understand why doors remain closed despite your readiness to step forward, but you must trust that I see beyond the immediate and into the outcome. I have been watching every variable, the people involved, the spiritual atmosphere, the environment, and I have been shaping them to work for your good. Just as a seed cannot grow in frozen soil, there are assignments that cannot flourish until the surroundings are prepared to sustain them. What I have for you is too important to risk in unstable conditions, so I kept you where my covering could protect you, even when it meant saying not yet to things you deeply desired. In those moments when you questioned whether I still remembered your prayers, I was working tirelessly to make sure that when my release comes, there will be no need to retrace your steps because of premature moves. I do not deal in partial fulfillments. When I bring you into something, it will be whole, it will be right, and it will endure. I want you to recognize that the waiting has not been empty. It has been full of unseen progress. Relationships that will matter for your journey have been forming without your awareness. Resources have been moving toward you quietly, and the atmosphere around your calling has been shifting into place. Even the personal growth you have experienced during this time has been essential. Patience, discernment, resilience. All of these have been refined so that when you step into the next stage, you will carry the maturity to sustain it. I have kept you from entanglements that would have slowed your steps, from distractions that would have scattered your focus, and from burdens that would have been difficult to lay down later. My timing is not a delay in the way you understand delay. It is a deliberate alignment of heaven's schedule with the perfect moment on earth. When the release comes, you will see that everything arrives together. The right setting, the right connections, the right provision, and the right opportunity, all converging in such a way that you will know it was orchestrated by my hand. I have not forgotten you for even a breath of time. I have not misplaced my promise to you. I have been holding it, guarding it, and ensuring that it meets you at the point where you are both willing and able to carry it fully. So do not let impatience make you think you have missed anything. Nothing I have reserved for you can be stolen, and nothing I have assigned to your destiny can be given to another. Rest in the assurance that what you have been waiting for is not diminishing in value as time passes. It is increasing in worth, being made richer, fuller, and more impactful so that when it is placed in your hands, it will bless not only you but also those connected to you. My child, trust me enough to believe that when I finally say now, every second of waiting will prove itself to have been worth far more than the pain of delay. You have been carrying burdens that were never meant to travel with you into this next part of your journey, and I am here to help you release them before they slow your steps. Some of these weights are not physical but emotional. Unspoken disappointments, unresolved grief, and the lingering sting of words that were spoken over you in moments of pain. You have grown so accustomed to holding them that they feel almost natural, yet they are quietly draining the strength you will need for what is ahead. I see the way you try to push forward while keeping these loads hidden from others, and I want you to know that I do not expect you to manage them alone. I am reaching into the deepest places of your heart to remove the heaviness that has settled there, the kind that steals your joy even in moments when you should be celebrating. There are memories you replay, not because you want to, but because they have attached themselves to your thoughts, whispering that you will always be defined by what went wrong. Those are lies, and I am breaking their hold right now. You are not the sum of your mistakes, nor are you permanently marked by the failures of others toward you. I have written a new identity over you, one that is free from the labels that shame tried to place on your soul. In this season, I am not simply asking you to lay down the visible struggles, but also the invisible ones, the ones that occupy space in your mind when no one else is around. I know that some of these wounds came from people you trusted, and the hurt has made you wary of letting anyone too close. But I am calling you to let my healing reach those guarded places, because carrying unhealed pain into a new chapter will keep you from fully stepping into it. My restoration is not partial. I will mend the brokenness so completely that it will no longer define your perspective. The release I am offering you now is not about forgetting the past, but about breaking its power over your future. You do not need to hold on to every detail of what happened in order to protect yourself. I am your protector, and I will not allow you to be destroyed by what once harmed you. Some of the weight you feel comes from expectations you placed on yourself, believing you must have every answer, fix every problem, and keep everyone satisfied. I did not design you to carry that kind of pressure. I have placed boundaries for your heart and mind, and when you live within them, peace becomes your constant companion. Let me show you which responsibilities are truly yours and which ones you have been holding because you were afraid to set them down. The load will feel lighter when you stop carrying what I never assigned to you. As you release these things into my hands, you will find a fresh strength rising within you, a lightness in your spirit that allows you to move with freedom instead of exhaustion. This is not a call to ignore reality. It is an invitation to trust me with the parts you cannot control and to focus on the steps I have actually placed in front of you. There is more for you than constant striving, more than endless cycles of worry and performance. I am leading you into a place where your energy is not consumed by holding everything together, but where it is spent on building what I have truly called you to build. You will discover that letting go is not losing. It is making room for what is better. The tighter you cling to what has already served its purpose, the less space you have for what I am sending now. My child, I am not asking you to release these burdens so that you will have nothing. I am asking because I have something greater to place in your hands, and I will not allow what is old, heavy, and unnecessary to rob you of the capacity to carry it. The petitions you thought went unnoticed have been moving realities behind the scenes in ways you could not trace. You have spoken words to me in moments of quiet surrender, when no one else was aware of the depth in your heart, and I want you to know that not a single one of those prayers has been forgotten. Even the ones you whispered with doubt, uncertain if they would reach me, were heard and carried into my presence. I have stored every cry, every request, every groan too deep for words, and they have been shaping outcomes long before you began to see any sign of change. There are answers forming that you will encounter at exactly the moment they are needed, not before, not after. I have been weaving together events in a way that aligns my perfect will with the right timing, so that when the fulfillment comes, it will not only meet your need, but also reveal my glory. Some of the delays you have experienced have been because I was answering in a way that exceeded your original request, expanding the scope of what you asked for so it could bless more than just you. I do not simply respond to give you the minimum. I respond to establish my abundance in your life, so that what you receive can overflow into others. There are answers on their way to you now that began moving the moment you first prayed, even though you saw nothing shift in the natural. In those moments when silence seemed to be my only reply, I was working deeply, aligning pieces far from your sight, setting the stage for an outcome that could not be undone. The waiting has been painful, but it has also been strategic. Not a void, but a construction zone where I have been building the very thing you asked me for, in a form better than you imagined. You will soon see how my hand has been in every step, even in the ones you thought were detours. When the answers arrive, they will not feel fragile or uncertain, because they have been established with the stability of my word. You will know it is me because there will be a completeness to it. No missing parts, no unresolved ends, no compromises required to hold on to it. I want you to understand that prayer is not a transaction, as though you are trading words for outcomes. It is communion with me, the place where your spirit aligns with mine, where your desires are refined until they match the shape of my will, as you have prayed. I have been shaping you alongside the shaping of the answer, because sometimes the fulfillment is not only about the request, but about the one who receives it. I have been building within you the capacity to steward what is coming, so that when it arrives, you will not be overwhelmed by it, but will carry it with wisdom and strength. The reason some things have taken longer than you hoped is because I have been ensuring that both the gift and the receiver are ready at the same time. I know it is difficult to hold on to faith when days pass without visible change, but I am urging you to continue trusting, because every moment of silence is filled with action on my part. I do not waste time, and I do not ignore my children. I am always listening, always responding, even if the form of my response is hidden from your view. My child, I will never place you in a position where you must beg me to remember what I promised. I am faithful, I am constant, and I am attentive to every detail of your life. The very requests you thought had faded into the past are still active in my plan, and they will intersect with your journey at the precise moment when their impact will be greatest. Hold on to the truth and let it give you peace, because the answers are nearer than they have ever been, and soon you will hold in your hands what you once only carried in your heart. What is forming for you now is timed with precision, and the moment it arrives will carry a sense of perfect alignment that cannot be mistaken. I have been orchestrating multiple threads of events, weaving them together so that when the answer comes, it will meet you in such a way that everything surrounding it will also be ready. You have wondered why certain elements of your life seem to pause or move slower than expected, but these pauses have been strategic holding points, allowing other pieces to fall into place before the release. I am not a God of partial arrangements. When I move with completeness. This is why I have been aligning relationships, opportunities, and resources in the background, even while you felt as though progress had stalled. You may not realize it, but this precise timing will protect you from unnecessary struggles and give you a clear path forward without the hindrances you might have faced otherwise. I am also ensuring that the fulfillment will not simply address one area of your life, but will ripple into several, bringing restoration, provision, and advancement all at once. The arrival of this moment will not be subtle. It will carry my signature, evident by the peace and certainty you will feel deep within your spirit, even before your mind can fully process it. I want you to see this as more than just an answer to prayer. It will be a visible demonstration of my sovereignty, showing you that I am not limited by obstacles or constrained by human timelines. While you have been managing the responsibilities placed in your hands, I have been in motion, speaking to those who will play vital roles in your next chapter, positioning them so that they intersect with you at just the right time. These intersections are not accidental. They have been marked on my calendar since before you began asking me for direction. The day will come when the waiting will end suddenly, and what you thought would take years to arrange will be in front of you, complete and ready. This will not happen because of manipulation, striving, or chance. It will happen because I commanded it to come together. I need you to understand that my timing is not merely about the passage of days, but about the perfect alignment of conditions in both the seen and unseen realms. I will not send you into a place that is not prepared for you, and I will not send what is yours into your life before you are ready to hold it. There is a harmony in my plan that requires every part to meet at the exact moment, and this harmony is what will make the outcome sustainable. When you step into this appointed time, you will feel the difference between something forced and something given. The weight will not feel crushing, the pace will not feel chaotic, and the provision will be sufficient without you having to scramble for it. You will see how every moment of preparation, every lesson, every refining process was building toward this point. I do not waste experiences, and I do not miss opportunities to shape you into someone who can carry the magnitude of what I am entrusting to you. There is a beauty in waiting when you know it is purposeful, and I am inviting you to rest in the knowledge that the time set for your breakthrough is not slipping away. It is approaching with certainty. Trust me enough to believe that when it happens, it will be worth every day you have endured without seeing it, my child. The appointed time is not something you will need to fight for. It will come to you because it was written for you. Nothing and no one can take it away, and when it unfolds, you will understand that my ways are not only higher than yours, but infinitely better than anything you could have arranged on your own. The adversary hath been persistent in trying to distort your perception of yourself, whispering subtle suggestions that you are unqualified, inadequate, or somehow falling short of what is required. These lies have been carefully designed to weaken your confidence, to make you question whether you truly heard me, and to push you toward shrinking back when you should be stepping forward. I've seen the internal wrestling, the moments when you compare yourself to others, the times you replay your past decisions as if they disqualify you from what I've planned. But hear me now, none of those accusations hold any authority over you, because I have already spoken the final word about who you are. Your worth is not based on achievements, titles, or the approval of people. It is rooted in my choice, my calling, and my love for you. When I place my hand on someone, no opposing voice can undo it. I have equipped you with everything necessary for the assignments ahead. Even in areas where you feel unprepared, there are strengths within you that have not yet been revealed because they are reserved for the exact moments you will need them. The challenges you are about to face will not expose weakness in the way you fear. Instead, they will uncover the depth of resilience and grace I have planted within you. Every skill, every gift, every piece of wisdom I have deposited in you has been intentional, forming a toolkit that will fit precisely with the work I am entrusting to you. The enemy wants you to believe you are lacking, but I say you are fully furnished for what is coming. He wants you to focus on perceived gaps, but I am telling you to fix your eyes on my sufficiency. I am not sending you into the future hoping you will manage. I am sending you because I know you will carry out the task exactly as I have designed. The doubts you have felt are not a sign that you are failing. They are simply the last attempts of fear to stop you before you advance. I am breaking those chains now, replacing uncertainty with bold assurance. As you move forward, I will remind you daily of who you are in me, chosen, equipped, and set apart for a purpose that cannot be erased. When you feel the pressure to prove yourself, remember that I never called you to strive for validation. Your identity was sealed before you ever took your first step toward this calling. There is no trial, no mistake, no opinion that can cancel the destiny I have placed in you. The more you lean into my truth, the more powerless the lies will become. I will train you to recognize the voice of the accuser instantly, so you can silence it with the promises I have spoken over you. You will walk with a new confidence, not arrogance, but a quiet strength rooted in knowing you are walking in step with my will. Others may question your path, but you will no longer be swayed by every opinion, because you will know that my affirmation is enough. The enemy's strategy has been to distract you with self-doubt so you never realize the full extent of your authority in me. I am exposing that strategy now, so it will no longer have power over your steps. Instead of retreating when you feel pressure, you will advance with steady determination, knowing that I have already prepared the way. My child, I have called you to rise, not to shrink, to step forward, not to hesitate, to trust my voice above every competing noise, and as you do, you will find that the confidence you carry is not fragile but unshakable, because it is not built on you. It is built on me. I am placing a covering over you that nothing formed against you will be able to pierce. There are schemes being prepared in secret, words spoken in shadowed places, and plans drawn up with the hope of bringing confusion or harm, yet every single one will fall short of its aim. I have stationed my protection around you like an unbreachable wall, a shield that moves with you and surrounds you on every side. Even when you are unaware of what is being set in motion against you, I am fully aware, and I have already intercepted what could have reached you. There are moments when you have felt exposed, uncertain whether you could withstand the opposition pressing in. But I assure you, you are not defenseless. My guarding presence is active, not passive, and it will remain with you in every place I lead you. I will give you discernment to sense danger before it appears, and wisdom to step away from situations not meant for you. Some attacks will never even touch you because I will stop them before they come into your path, while others that try to reach you will be rendered powerless on contact. I do not promise that you will never encounter adversity, but I do promise that none of it will have the final word over your life. I will use even the attempts meant to harm you as opportunities to show my strength on your behalf. You will begin to notice that certain people who once sought to harm you will no longer have access to you, not because you forced them out, but because I have closed the door completely. I am not only protecting you from physical harm but also from the subtler forms of attack, the draining of your energy, the undermining of your confidence, the planting of seeds of discouragement. I will guard your mind so that the negativity of others does not take root, and I will guard your heart so that bitterness does not grow there. This covering I have placed over you is not temporary. It will remain as long as you walk in alignment with my voice. I will also teach you how to stand within this protection, not stepping outside of it by chasing things I have not called you to. I am giving you awareness of the boundaries I have set for your safety, and when you honor those boundaries, you will find yourself walking in peace even when turmoil surrounds you. There will be moments when people will marvel at how you have remained steady while others around you have been shaken, and that stability will be the direct result of my shielding. You may not always feel the weight of my hand holding back what could harm you, but you will see the evidence of it in the things that never happened, the disasters avoided, the traps you never fell into, the accusations that lost their voice. I am even protecting you from the damage of your own past mistakes, ensuring that they do not have the power to derail your future. My preservation is not only about keeping you safe from what is outside, it is also about keeping your inner life guarded so that you can continue to move forward with clarity and strength. Trust that when I tell you to go, I have already secured the path ahead. When I tell you to wait, I am holding back what could bring unnecessary harm. And when I tell you to speak, I have already silenced the voices that would try to discredit you. You will walk under this covering without fear, knowing that the one who watches over you never sleeps, never grows weary, and never loses sight of where you are, my child. This protection is my gift to you, and it will ensure that nothing meant to destroy you will ever succeed, for I am your refuge, your defender, and your unfailing shield. In the coming days, you will witness unmistakable signs that I am nearer than you have ever realized, moving in ways that will leave no doubt of my presence. These moments will not be confined to grand displays alone. They will also appear in quiet, personal ways that speak directly to your heart. You may see circumstances shift unexpectedly in your favor, doors open without human explanation, or answers to unspoken desires manifest at precisely the right time. There will be times when the provision you need will arrive in such a way that you will know it was not coincidence, but deliberate care from my hand. I will also show you my closeness through subtle confirmations, a word at the exact moment you needed it, a reminder of my promises through something as simple as a phrase, a song, or a sudden thought that brings peace. These are not random occurrences, but carefully placed reminders that I am walking with you through every step. I want you to begin looking for my fingerprints in your daily life, not only in the extraordinary but also in the seemingly ordinary moments. Nothing in your life is too small for my attention, and I delight in making myself known to you in ways that are personal and undeniable. I am teaching you to recognize my voice with greater clarity, so that even in the noise of this world, you will be able to identify when I am speaking. There will be an increased sensitivity in your spirit to my leading, a knowing in your heart that directs your steps, helps you avoid pitfalls, and guides you toward the opportunities I have prepared. I am not distant, watching from afar. I am actively involved in the details of your journey, arranging circumstances, positioning people, and aligning timing so that everything moves according to my purpose. I will not only reveal my nearness through blessings but also through the peace you will feel in situations that once filled you with anxiety. This peace will not depend on external calm but will remain steady even when challenges arise, because it will come from my presence, not from changing conditions. As you walk with me, you will discover that my companionship is not limited to moments of prayer or worship. It is constant. I am with you in the decisions you make, the conversations you have, the tasks you complete, and the challenges you overcome. I am not here only to intervene in emergencies. I am here to guide, comfort, and strengthen you daily. The more you notice my presence, the more your trust will grow, and the less you will be shaken by circumstances. I am calling you to live in continual awareness of me, to wake each day knowing I am already there, to move through each hour knowing I am by your side, and to rest each night knowing I never left. When you begin to see me in both the major breakthroughs and the smallest details, your confidence in my faithfulness will deepen beyond what words can fully express. You will stop wondering if I hear you, because you will see constant evidence that I do. My child, I am not only preparing to show you that I am with you, I am preparing to make my presence so real to you that it becomes the unshakable foundation for everything you do. This awareness will become your strength, your courage, and your peace, and it will remain with you no matter what lies ahead. You have been holding back from taking certain steps because you felt you needed every detail in place before you could move. But I am telling you now that complete understanding will not always come before obedience. I am calling you to walk forward even when the picture is incomplete, trusting that as you move, the remaining pieces will be revealed. You have been taught to rely on certainty before acting, yet in my kingdom, faith often requires motion before clarity. If you wait for every question to be answered, you may miss moments that are time-sensitive, prepared for you to step into now. I am not asking you to act recklessly. I am guiding you to act in alignment with the direction I have already placed in your heart. The nudges you feel, the quiet insistence you cannot shake, those are signals from my spirit urging you to take the next step. I have already gone ahead into the places you fear to tread, removing obstacles that would have hindered you and setting the stage for your arrival. You may feel as though you lack the full map, but you have enough light for the next step, and that is all you need at this moment. I want you to see obedience not as a burden but as the bridge between where you are and where I am leading you. Hesitation often comes from imagining every possible difficulty ahead, but I have not asked you to carry the weight of the entire journey, only to trust me for the step in front of you. When you take it, you will find that the path continues to unfold, one decision at a time, each guided by my hand. Remember, Peter only experienced the reality of walking on water when he stepped out of the boat. Had he waited for reassurance from the waves, he would have remained where it felt safe yet stagnant. I am inviting you into a similar place of trust, where you are willing to move despite not seeing the full outcome. I will confirm my direction through peace in your spirit, even if external circumstances remain uncertain. This peace is your sign, your anchor, and your assurance that you are on the right path. Do not confuse comfort with peace. Comfort often comes from avoiding risk, while peace comes from knowing you are in my will. There is a difference, and I am teaching you to recognize it so that fear no longer disguises itself as wisdom. You will find that as you respond quickly to my leading, your confidence in hearing my voice will grow. Each act of faith will strengthen your ability to discern my direction more clearly. I will give you provision along the way, resources, people, and opportunities, timed perfectly so that you are never without what is needed for the step you are on. I am not asking you to build the entire road before you walk it. I am asking you to trust that I have already built the parts you cannot see. Your role is to keep moving in the direction I am pointing, even if your mind cannot yet see the destination. The journey is not just about reaching a place. It is about becoming who you need to be when you arrive. Each act of obedience shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares you for greater responsibility. So when I say move, do not wait for the conditions to be perfect. Move because you know my voice, and you trust my heart. My child, you will find that the places I lead you to will hold far more than you imagined, but they can only be reached by walking when I call, not when you feel entirely ready. Readiness in my kingdom is less about preparation in the natural and more about willingness in the heart. And I tell you now, you are ready enough for the next step, because I am the one walking it with you. Every step of faith you take opens a new portion of the path I have designed, and with each opening comes access to things you could not have reached by remaining where you were. There is a momentum that builds when you move in obedience, a divine flow that carries you further than your own effort ever could. I have not called you to a life of standing still while waiting for every condition to meet your preference. I have called you to a journey where trust is your anchor and my voice is your compass. You have been hesitant at times because you fear missteps. Yet I remind you that even if you take a turn that feels uncertain, I have the power to redirect you without losing time. My guidance is not fragile. It is steady, adaptable, and unshakable. I can take what seemed like a wrong move and weave it into the very progress you need. The enemy tries to keep you paralyzed by overanalyzing possibilities, but I want you to know that forward movement with me is never wasted. The lessons you gain, the resilience you develop, and the capacity you build all become part of what equips you for the greater assignments ahead. I am asking you to release the need to predict outcomes and instead embrace the certainty that I will never abandon you mid-journey. There is no destination I lead you toward where my presence does not go before you. The terrain may shift, from smooth ground to rocky climbs, from familiar routes to unfamiliar territory, but my hand will remain constant in guiding you. When you feel the urge to step back because the way looks challenging, remember that growth rarely happens in ease. It comes in the stretching, in the moments where you choose to trust despite uncertainty. I have placed within you a strength you have not yet fully recognized, a capacity that will only be revealed as you walk through situations that require it. If you avoid the very places where that strength will be drawn out, you will never discover just how deeply I have equipped you. This is why I have been gently pressing you forward, even when comfort tells you to stay. I know the potential I have planted in you, and I know the influence you will carry once it is fully awakened. There are assignments ahead that will require the courage you are building now, and the faith you are exercising in this season will be the foundation that supports them. Each choice to follow my prompting without full clarity strengthens your ability to recognize my hand in the unfolding. I am not simply leading you toward external accomplishments. I am shaping your inner life so that when the weight of responsibility increases, you will not crumble under it. Your capacity for endurance, patience, and discernment is growing with every step, and as you keep walking, you will find that the fears which once made you hesitate will begin to lose their grip. The confidence that will rise in you is not based on self-reliance, but on the proven history of my faithfulness. You will recall moments when you were unsure yet chose to move, and you will see how each of those moments became a turning point. My child, I do not delight in seeing you struggle with decisions. I delight in seeing you lean into me for direction and then act on it. I want you to know that I can use every movement you make toward me to bring you into alignment with the exact places and purposes I have for you. So take the next step without holding back, for every act of trust builds a bridge to the next chapter I am preparing, and that chapter will be worth every ounce of faith it took to reach it. What has been taken from you will not only be restored but will return multiplied beyond what it was before. I have watched the moments when loss seemed to strip away your hope, when it felt as though what was removed could never be replaced, and I want you to know that I have been preparing a return that will astonish you. The enemy thought that by stealing from you, he could weaken your resolve, but I am turning his attempt into the very reason you will see an overflow. I am not giving you back exactly what was lost. I am giving you something better, something purified through the fire of endurance, something richer because of what you have learned through the waiting. There are seasons where subtraction comes before addition, where pruning happens before greater growth, and though the process felt like breaking, it was actually making room for what is greater. You may have assumed that what you saw taken from your life was permanent, but I have held the authority over your portion from the very beginning, and no one can remove what I have decreed to be yours. I will return to you what was taken in such a way that it will be evident this is not coincidence, but my deliberate act of restoration. When I restore, I do not simply give back. I increase, I improve, I strengthen. You will find that the blessings returning to you will not carry the same vulnerabilities they once had, because I have fortified them against future attack. I am also healing the disappointment and pain that accompanied the loss, because true restoration is not only about replacing what is missing but about mending the heart that grieved its absence. The moment you see the fulfillment of this promise, you will realize that even the delay had purpose, for it allowed the new to be greater than the old. I have been storing up good things for you during this time, arranging opportunities, resources, and relationships that will come together to rebuild what was broken and expand it beyond its form or measure. There will be a day when you will look back and see that what you thought was the end was actually the setup for a beginning that carried more beauty and abundance than you imagined. I will use this restoration to silence the voice of the accuser who said you would never recover, proving instead that my power is limitless and my faithfulness unchanging. You will walk in a testimony that inspires others who have faced similar loss, showing them that I am able to redeem even the most painful seasons. Your story will become a reminder that no situation is beyond my ability to reverse and renew. And as you step into this multiplied blessing, I will also give you the wisdom to steward it well, to guard it against misuse, and to use it in ways that honor me. The days ahead will not be marked by the emptiness you once felt, but by a fullness that overflows into every area of your life. The enemy will regret ever touching what belonged to you, for I will turn his theft into an opportunity for my glory to be revealed. My child, trust that the chapter of loss is closing, and the chapter of abundant return is opening, and when it does, you will know without doubt that I have been working for your good all along. The moments when you felt unseen were never moments when I overlooked you. They were intentional seasons where I kept you hidden for your protection and preparation. There are times when visibility can come too soon, before the roots of strength and wisdom have grown deep enough to sustain what the spotlight brings. I shielded you from certain platforms, opportunities, and circles because premature exposure would have placed unnecessary weight on you, attracting pressures and voices that could have pulled you away from what I was shaping inside. Though you longed to be recognized, I knew that recognition without readiness can destroy the very gift it tries to showcase. In the silence of obscurity, I was working in the unseen layers of your character, refining patience, building discernment, and sharpening your ability to hear me without the noise of external demands. While others advanced visibly, I was advancing you quietly, strengthening the foundation so that when the time for unveiling comes, nothing will be able to shake you from the position I place you in. This hidden season was never about withholding good things from you, but about ensuring that the good things I give you will remain. I have been developing in you a resilience that cannot be faked, the kind that only comes from learning to depend entirely on me rather than on applause or human validation. There is a purity that comes from serving faithfully without immediate recognition, and that purity will be what keeps your motives aligned when greater influence arrives. Soon, you will notice that the doors opening for you are not random. They are the ones I have preserved specifically for this moment, and when you walk through them, you will do so with a steadiness that comes from having been prepared in secret. You will not need to scramble for approval because you will already know who you are in me. You will not be swayed by flattery because your confidence will not rest on the opinions of people. I will bring you forward at the right time, and when I do, the timing will be so clear that even you will see why I asked you to wait. The opportunities coming will not require you to compromise your convictions, and they will not demand that you dilute what I have placed within you to fit in. Instead, they will call for the full expression of who I created you to be, unfiltered and unapologetic. I am about to shift you from being hidden to being positioned, and when that shift happens, it will happen quickly. What once felt like a locked season will give way to open paths that seem to appear overnight. You will carry into those spaces the maturity, clarity, and stability that were formed in the quiet places, and those qualities will sustain you far more than natural talent or ambition ever could. Others will look at your sudden emergence and wonder how it happened so quickly, but you will know it was years in the making, formed by my hand in the shadows. I am not in a hurry to give you what will fade. I am preparing you for what will endure. And as you step into visibility, you will not forget the lessons of the hidden season. You will remember that obscurity was not a punishment, but a gift, one that allowed you to grow roots deep enough to withstand any storm. My child, trust me in this. The time of being unseen is nearing its end, and when I bring you into view, it will be for impact, for influence, and for the fulfillment of what I spoke over you long before anyone else could see it. The peace you have been searching for is not something you will stumble upon by accident. It is something I am placing within you, a steady calm that will remain regardless of what is happening around you. For too long, your sense of stability has depended on external conditions, and when those shifted, so did your inner state. I am changing that now by anchoring your heart in a security that circumstances cannot shake. This is not a fragile feeling that disappears when life becomes difficult. It is a deep assurance, rooted in my presence, that will carry you through seasons of uncertainty without being overtaken by fear. The storms may still come, but they will no longer dictate your outlook or steal your joy. I am teaching you to live from a place where you are no longer reacting to every change in the atmosphere, but instead influencing the atmosphere with the peace I have given you. This will require you to release the habit of constantly monitoring what is happening around you to determine how safe or hopeful you should feel. Your confidence must no longer be tied to whether situations are working in your favor in the moment. It must be tied to my unchanging nature and unfailing promises. I will show you how to guard your mind from the pull of worry and how to protect your heart from the intrusion of fear. I will also give you discernment to recognize when the enemy is trying to unsettle you, so you can reject his attempts before they take root. My peace is not passive. It is a powerful force that shields you from being tossed back and forth by every shift in the winds of life. Once it takes hold in you, people will notice the difference. They will see that you remain steady even in situations that would cause others to panic, and your composure will become a testimony of my faithfulness. This stability will not only benefit you, but also those connected to you, because they will draw strength from your example. You will be able to speak encouragement into the lives of others, not from theory, but from the reality of what you live every day. I will also use this peace to sharpen your ability to hear my voice, because when you are no longer consumed by anxious thoughts, you will be able to discern my guidance with clarity. You will find that solutions come more easily when you are not weighed down by constant tension. Your decisions will be more aligned with my will because they will be made from a place of rest rather than panic. This inner stillness will also free you to notice opportunities you might have overlooked before, as worry will no longer cloud your vision. The world around you thrives on urgency, noise, and chaos. But I am setting you apart by making you a carrier of calm in the middle of it all. The more you walk in this, the less the fluctuations of life will be able to control you. I am not saying you will never feel the pressure of challenges, but I am saying it will not master you. You will know what it means to be unshaken, to have a quiet strength that cannot be stolen. My child, the peace I give is not earned by perfect performance or by controlling every outcome. It is received by trusting me completely, even when you do not understand the full picture. As you learn to live in this constant awareness of my presence, you will realize that nothing can truly unsettle a heart that knows it is fully held. And once you have tasted this peace, you will never want to return to a life of reacting to every storm, because you will know what it means to live anchored in me. There will be a sudden turning in your circumstances, a shift so precise and undeniable that it will leave no doubt it was my hand at work. What has seemed immovable will be rearranged in moments, and situations that have felt like permanent barriers will dissolve as though they were never there. I have been preparing this pivot in ways you cannot yet see, setting in place the exact sequence of events that will lead to the breakthrough you have long anticipated. This change will not come as the result of human negotiation or manipulation, but as the outcome of my direct intervention. I am aligning factors that have been scattered, drawing them together at the exact moment to create an opening that no opposition can close. You will find that opportunities appear without warning, and you will step into them without the usual struggle, because the atmosphere around you will have been shifted in your favor. This sudden movement will not feel chaotic but will carry a sense of divine order, as though every piece has been waiting for this precise time to fall into place. I am not merely making things easier. I am making them possible where they were previously impossible. Doors that were bolted shut will swing wide without resistance, and paths that were blocked will clear as if the obstacles never existed. You will realize that all the delays and detours you have endured were leading to this exact alignment, because if it had come sooner, it would not have held the same weight or produced the same lasting result. I have been preparing you as much as I have been preparing the circumstances, shaping your readiness so that when the moment arrives, you will not hesitate or question whether you belong in it. The shift will come with clarity, and you will know exactly what step to take because I will make it plain in your spirit. Others may call it luck, timing, or coincidence, but you will know it is fulfillment of what I have been promising you in the secret place. You will also see that my timing has preserved you from the weariness of trying to force what only I could accomplish. This change will not require you to push open the door. It will open to meet you, and you will simply walk through. Even those who once opposed you may be positioned to help you, because I can turn the hearts of people as easily as I can turn the course of a river. The shift I am bringing will not only affect one area of your life, but will create a ripple effect, influencing relationships, provision, and opportunities all at once. You will notice a chain reaction, one change leading to another, each building upon the last, until you find yourself in a completely new position. This is the kind of transformation that cannot be explained away by natural reasoning, because it will be too complete, too perfectly timed, and too obviously beyond human control. I want you to prepare now, not by trying to predict the details, but by keeping your heart flexible and your spirit attentive to my leading. The speed of this change will require you to respond quickly, and hesitation could cause you to miss the full measure of what I am opening. Stay close to me in this time, and I will give you the discernment to recognize the exact moment when it is time to move. When you see it, step into it boldly, knowing that I have gone ahead of you and cleared the way, my child. The sudden shift is coming, and when it arrives, it will not only change your present, it will set the course for the future I have prepared, one that carries you further than you could have reached in your own strength, and it will stand as a testimony that I am the one who changes everything in an instant. There is an answer you have been waiting for, one you almost stopped believing would come. But I tell you now, it is already in motion toward you. The solution is not forming in response to your current desperation. It began forming the moment you first brought it to me, even when you could not see any evidence. I have been working through layers of circumstances, shifting things in places you cannot access, influencing people you have never met, and arranging events that will converge at exactly the right moment. The reason it has felt so delayed is because this is not a small or temporary resolution. It is a complete fulfillment that will address the root, not just the symptoms. I have been building something lasting, something that will not unravel under pressure, something that will stand firm long after this present season is over. I am not giving you a partial response that leaves you vulnerable to the same problem returning. I am sealing it fully, so it will not have the power to touch you again in the same way. I know you have looked for signs in the natural, measuring my activity by what you can see with your eyes. But I tell you, the most significant movements often happen where human vision cannot reach. I have been aligning this answer so precisely that when it arrives, you will see how every detail fits together without flaw. There will be no wasted steps, no unnecessary delays, and no missing pieces. It will be complete. I am also preparing your heart to receive it without fear or doubt, so that when it comes, you will embrace it fully rather than second-guessing whether it is truly from me. The enemy has tried to make you believe that my silence meant inaction, but in truth, my silence was the sound of deep construction, building, securing, and ensuring that this answer will not only meet your need but also reveal my faithfulness in undeniable ways. You will recognize my hand upon it by the peace that settles over you as it unfolds. Even if you do not yet understand all the ways it was brought together, others may try to attribute it to chance, but you will know it was my deliberate work because of how perfectly it matches what you prayed for and even goes beyond what you imagined. I have seen the moments when you almost let go of hope, when you told yourself it was easier to expect nothing than to be disappointed again. But I have been holding your request close, guarding it until the appointed time. I will not give it to you a moment too early or a moment too late, but exactly when it will have the greatest impact. When it happens, you will see how even the waiting had purpose, how it positioned you to value the answer more deeply, how it prepared you to handle it with wisdom, and how it allowed the surrounding circumstances to be ready to support it. My child, do not mistake the absence of visible change for the absence of my activity. I am working now, and you are closer to seeing the manifestation than you realize. Hold on to the truth that I do not start something in your life without the intention to bring it to completion. And when this answer comes, it will be more than relief. It will be a turning point that shifts the direction of your story into a chapter filled with new beginnings, restored joy, and an unshakable awareness that I have always been listening. You are about to step into a season where tears of sorrow will be replaced by laughter that cannot be stolen. The heaviness that has lingered over you like an unending cloud is about to break, and light will pour in where darkness once seemed to dominate. I have seen every moment when you tried to smile through the ache, every time you pressed forward while silently battling discouragement, and I have counted each tear as a seed that will now yield a harvest of joy. I am not offering a temporary lift of mood or a fleeting moment of happiness. I am bringing a deep, sustaining joy that flows from my spirit, a joy that cannot be taken by changing circumstances. This will not be something you have to force or pretend. It will be as natural as breathing, because it will come from knowing I have worked all things together for your good. I am not ignoring the reality of what you have been through. I am transforming it. I am turning wounds into testimonies, losses into platforms for my glory, and struggles into strength. The very places that once felt like a source of pain will become sources of encouragement. not only for you but for those who hear your story. I am lifting the heaviness that has settled over your mind and heart, and I am filling that space with a gladness that is unshakable. You will wake with a renewed sense of purpose, and even simple moments will carry a sweetness you thought you had lost. The enemy tried to convince you that joy was something you would have to chase for the rest of your life, always just out of reach, but I am placing it directly into your hands. It will not depend on every detail being perfect. It will thrive even in imperfect situations, because it is rooted in my presence, not in human control. You will notice that things which used to drain you will no longer hold the same power, and the heaviness that once lingered will feel foreign, as though it no longer belongs to you, because it doesn't. I am restoring to you the ability to enjoy life without fear of loss hanging over you. I am breaking the cycle of waiting for something bad to happen every time something good comes. You will live freely, knowing that blessings are not bait for disappointment but gifts from a loving Father who delights in seeing his children smile. I am also teaching you how to protect this joy, to guard it from the voices that try to speak negativity into your spirit, to keep it from being eroded by worry or comparison. The joy I give will strengthen you for the days ahead, making you more resilient in the face of challenges, because you will no longer be easily pulled back into despair. You will see how joy itself becomes a weapon. It disarms fear, it silences the lies of the enemy, and it shifts the atmosphere around you. Even people who don't understand your faith will notice the difference and be drawn to the light they see in you. Your laughter will carry a testimony, not that life has been easy, but that my goodness has been greater than every hardship. You will not have to explain it in detail, because those who see it will know it is genuine. This joy will mark a new chapter for you, one where your spirit feels alive again, where hope is not something you struggle to hold but something that naturally flows. My child, get ready, because the days ahead will not be marked by the weight of sorrow but by the sound of rejoicing, and you will finally understand that I never intended for you to live under the shadow of grief. I created you to live in the radiance of my joy. The very places where you were wounded will become the very places from which healing flows to others. The pain you endured will not be wasted. It will be transformed into a well of compassion, empathy, and strength that will touch lives far beyond your own. I have seen how those experiences cut deep, leaving marks you thought would never fade. Yet I have been working in those scars, turning them into signs of my restoration rather than symbols of defeat. You will find yourself speaking words you once needed to hear, offering comfort that you once longed for, and providing encouragement that will be felt deeply because it comes from a place of understanding. The enemy wanted you to remain silent about your struggles, hoping that shame or fear would keep you from sharing your story. But I will give you courage to speak openly, not to glorify the pain, but to reveal my faithfulness in bringing you through it. There will be people who connect with your testimony in ways you cannot anticipate. Individuals who thought no one could understand their struggle will find hope because they see that you do. I am turning what the enemy meant for harm into a tool for redemption. The very chapters of your life that you once wished you could erase will become powerful reminders of my ability to redeem anything surrendered to me. You will walk into situations where the wisdom gained from your trials will become the exact key needed to unlock someone else's breakthrough. You will no longer view those seasons as wasted years but as a refining process that prepared you for a depth of impact you could not have reached otherwise. I am giving you a voice that carries weight because it has been shaped by perseverance and refined through endurance. When you speak, it will not be empty words but living proof that I can bring beauty from ashes. Your presence will carry an atmosphere of hope that draws in those who feel forgotten, those who believe their pain has disqualified them from a better future. You will show them by your life that there is no wound too deep for my touch, no loss too great for my restoration, no failure too final for my mercy. I am not only healing you, I am making you a vessel of healing. Your journey will serve as a bridge for others, helping them move from despair to trust, from brokenness to wholeness. And as you pour out what I have given you, you will find that your own healing deepens. The more you release encouragement, the more I will refill you with fresh strength. There will be divine appointments where I will lead you directly to people whose circumstances mirror what you once walked through. And in those moments, you will recognize that nothing you endured was for nothing. Even the details you thought were insignificant will serve as reminders to others that I see them fully. I am raising you up as a testimony that survival is not the end goal, thriving is, and the joy you now carry will prove that it is possible to emerge from hardship not only restored but renewed. You will no longer hide the marks of your journey, because they will be evidence of victory, proof that the same hand that held you through the storm is still holding you now. My child, the places that once represented pain will soon represent triumph, and through them, I will show the world that I am the God who heals, restores, and uses every part of a life surrendered to me. I am bringing alignment to your steps in ways you have not yet recognized, positioning you so precisely that you will be exactly where you need to be at the exact moment I have ordained. Nothing about your journey has been random. Every detour, every pause, every shift has been leading you toward the place I have prepared. Even the seasons where you felt directionless were times when I was quietly steering you away from paths that would have drained your strength or stolen your focus. I have been guiding your movements like a master craftsman fitting together the final pieces of a design that only now is becoming clear. You may not have understood why certain opportunities passed by, or why some relationships ended abruptly, but each of those moments was part of my protection and my strategy. I will not allow you to be in the wrong place at the right time, nor will I let you miss what I have appointed for you. As this alignment unfolds, you will see connections forming that you could not have created on your own. People, places, and resources coming together in harmony to fulfill what I have spoken. Doors will open without you having to force them, and invitations will come without you chasing them, because you will already be standing in the place I called you to occupy. This alignment will not only place you in the right location physically but also spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. I am bringing your inner life into balance so that your thoughts, desires, and actions all flow in agreement with my will. When you are in this alignment, there will be a sense of peace that confirms you are exactly where you are meant to be, even if the full picture is not yet visible. I am also removing distractions that would pull you away from your course, trimming away commitments, habits, or influences that would create unnecessary weight. This may feel like loss at first, but you will quickly see it as freedom. Freedom to focus on the assignments that matter most. Freedom to pour your energy into what truly carries eternal value. The precision of this season will require you to be attentive, listening closely for my leading and ready to move when I prompt you. You will notice how certain things begin to fall into place with an ease you have never experienced before. Meetings at just the right moment, information arriving exactly when it is needed, and opportunities appearing just when your preparation has reached its peak. This is the fruit of alignment, and it will reassure you that you are walking in step with me. Others may wonder how events are unfolding so smoothly for you, but you will know it is because you have allowed me to order your steps. I am not aligning you for comfort alone but for purpose, so that when the moment comes for you to step into greater influence, you will do so with confidence and clarity. You will not hesitate, because you will recognize my signature on the path that led you there. The convergence of everything I have been arranging will not be accidental. It will be intentional and undeniable. My child, trust the process, even when it seems slower than you would like, because speed without alignment leads to imbalance, and I have no intention of letting you run ahead without the foundation to sustain it. Remain yielded to my timing, and you will find yourself arriving at the appointed place at the appointed hour, prepared in every way to walk fully into what I have destined for you. The provision you have been concerned about is already on its way, carried by means you would not have expected and timed in a way that will leave you without doubt that I have been the source all along. I know the weight you have felt when looking at what is in your hands compared to the demands before you, and I have seen the moments when you questioned how you could possibly sustain what I have called you to do. But I tell you now, lack will not stop my plan, because I am not limited by the resources you can see. I am the one who multiplies, the one who brings abundance out of what seems insufficient, the one who can take what is small and make it overflow. I have already arranged streams of supply that are moving toward you, some from familiar channels and others from directions you could not have predicted. Even now, I am prompting hearts to be part of what I am building in your life, stirring generosity in people who do not yet even know your name. There will be moments when provision arrives so precisely that it will feel as though I placed it in your hands myself, because I have. I am not only bringing what is necessary to cover immediate needs, but also enough to prepare you for what is ahead. I want you to see my provision not as something random or fragile, but as a steady flow that comes from walking in my will. When you align with my instruction, you place yourself in the path of supply, because I never send my children into an assignment without also sending what is required to fulfill it. I will not ask you to build without giving you the materials, nor will I call you to walk a road without giving you the strength to finish it. You have seen times in the past when help arrived just in time, and I want you to remember those moments now, not as isolated events, but as patterns of my faithfulness. I am about to increase those patterns until they become your constant expectation. You will stop living in fear of running out and begin living in trust that I will always fill what is empty. Your focus will shift from trying to secure everything yourself to seeking me first, knowing that as you do, all else will follow. There will be surprises in this season, unexpected opportunities that come with everything needed for you to step into them, unexpected help that removes pressure you thought you would have to carry alone, unexpected favor that opens ways you thought were closed. This provision will not always look the same. Sometimes it will come as finances, sometimes as connections, sometimes as open access to places you could not reach before, but in every form, it will carry my fingerprints. I will teach you to recognize it quickly so you can step into it without hesitation. You will not need to strive for it, only to remain attentive to my leading, for I will guide you to the exact places where the flow is waiting, my child. I am your source, and I will never fail to supply what I have promised. You will see with your own eyes that the provision of heaven does not depend on the economy of earth, and you will walk forward in freedom, knowing that I am the one who holds your future and ensures that you have all you need to fulfill it. I am silencing the voices that have been speaking confusion over your life, the words that have tried to twist your perspective and make you doubt what I have already confirmed. There have been opinions, criticisms, and subtle suggestions planted around you that were never from me. Words designed to weaken your resolve and make you second-guess your direction. I have heard every false statement, every misguided piece of advice, and every attempt to cloud your judgment. But I am removing their influence so they will no longer shape your decisions or your identity. I am clearing the noise so you can hear my voice with clarity, without distortion or interference. You will begin to notice that certain conversations no longer affect you the way they once did, because my truth will stand taller in your spirit than any other sound. I will make you aware when someone's words are not aligned with my heart, giving you the discernment to receive only what builds and discard what tears down. The enemy has tried to use the opinions of others to plant seeds of hesitation, hoping to slow your progress. But I am uprooting those seeds before they take root. I am placing a shield over your mind so that toxic thoughts cannot linger there. Instead, I will fill your inner dialogue with reminders of what I have spoken until those truths become the loudest and most constant sound you hear. There will be a shift in the atmosphere around you. Where once negativity felt heavy, there will be a sense of peace and confidence that cannot be shaken. I will also guide you to environments that encourage your faith instead of undermining it, surrounding you with voices that speak life, hope, and courage. This is not about shutting out all correction, but about ensuring that the correction you receive comes from me and is given through those I have placed in your path for your growth. The difference between my voice and the noise of confusion will become so clear that you will no longer waste time wondering which is which. My voice will carry peace, direction, and alignment with my word. The enemy's voice will bring fear, chaos, and doubt. I am training you to recognize that distinction instantly so you can stand firm without wavering. When you walk in this clarity, the pressure to please people will fade, replaced by the freedom to follow me without apology. You will not be swayed by trends, manipulation, or intimidation, because you will know that the one guiding you sees the end from the beginning. Even when others cannot understand your choices, you will move forward with steady confidence, because you know you are moving with me. And as you walk in this new clarity, you will also become a source of clarity for others, speaking words that cut through confusion and point directly to truth. Your life will become a testimony that it is possible to live free from the weight of false voices, anchored only in the voice of the shepherd. My child, the noise that has been clouding your mind is about to lose its power completely, and you will move forward with a renewed focus, fully convinced of what I have said and fully confident in the steps I am leading you to take. Your name is being spoken in places you have not yet entered, and favor is being prepared for you in rooms where you are not physically present. I am orchestrating conversations on your behalf, planting your name and your work in the hearts of those who will have the ability to open strategic doors. This is not about chance or random opportunity. This is my intentional placement, ensuring that when the moment comes, there will already be recognition and receptivity toward you. People who have never met you will feel a pull to connect, to partner, and to make way for what I am doing in your life. Some will be drawn without fully understanding why, because my spirit will be working in them to prepare the ground for your arrival. You have spent seasons feeling overlooked, as though your efforts were hidden in the shadows. But I tell you now, I have been using that time to build your character, your integrity, and your skill so that when you do step into these environments, you will carry the weight of someone who is ready. The doors that will open will not be temporary or unstable. They will be positioned to carry long-term impact, both for you and for those connected to you. I am aligning these moments so that when you walk through them, you will find immediate trust, immediate welcome, and immediate influence. There will be opportunities that bypass the usual process, opportunities where others may question how you gained access so quickly. But you will know it is because I have gone ahead to prepare the way. You will also find that the favor I give will protect you from competition that could have otherwise delayed your progress. What I am placing in your hands cannot be stolen or replaced by another because it is tailored specifically for you. The recognition that is coming will not be about self-promotion, but about advancing the purpose I have given you. I am making sure that when people hear your name, it will be connected to reliability, faithfulness, and excellence. You will not need to force these opportunities or chase after them. They will find you as you continue to walk in obedience. I am not calling you to scramble for influence, but to remain faithful in the work I have entrusted to you, trusting that I am arranging every introduction and every opening. When the moment arrives, you will realize that these connections have been forming for much longer than you knew, woven together through a network only I could design. Even now, I am speaking to decision makers, mentors, and allies who will be part of your next chapter. Their hearts are being softened toward you before they even see your face. You will step into these relationships with ease because my favor will have already paved the way. There will be no striving, only a clear sense that this is where you are meant to be. My child, you have not been forgotten or passed over. You have been strategically reserved for a time when the value of what you carry will be fully recognized and fully received. The season of quiet preparation is giving way to a season of visible placement, and when it happens, it will be undeniable that I am the one who brought your name into the right conversations at the right time for the fulfillment of what I have promised you. I am breathing fresh strength into you, lifting the weight of exhaustion that has settled over your body, mind, and spirit. You have pushed through days where it felt like your energy was running on fumes, where even the simplest tasks required effort you didn't think you had left. I have seen how you've continued to move forward despite feeling depleted, and now I am restoring you from the inside out. This renewal will not be temporary or shallow. It will reach into the deepest places, reviving your motivation, sharpening your focus, and steadying your emotions. I am not only replenishing your physical energy, but also your spiritual endurance, because the assignments ahead require a strength that cannot be produced by human willpower alone. You have been carrying responsibilities that have drained you without replenishment, but I am removing the constant sense of heaviness and replacing it with a lightness that will surprise you. Tasks that once felt overwhelming will begin to feel manageable, and situations that used to wear you down will no longer have the same power over you. I am also removing the mental fog that has tried to cloud your decision-making, replacing it with clarity and decisiveness. As I pour new strength into you, you will notice a shift. Where before you felt you were barely keeping pace, now you will move with confidence and stability. The weariness you've been battling has not been just physical. It has been the result of spiritual opposition aimed at slowing you down, making you feel as if you lacked what was necessary to finish your course. But I am breaking that assignment now, cutting off the drain of your energy at its source and restoring your capacity to operate in fullness. My renewal will allow you to handle more without feeling weighed down, to pour out without running dry, because I will keep filling you as you go. You will find yourself waking up with a readiness you have not felt in a long time, motivated not by pressure, but by purpose. The strength I am giving you will allow you to keep going when others around you may be ready to stop, not because you are striving in your own effort, but because you are drawing from my endless supply. I am also giving you emotional resilience so that discouragement no longer lingers the way it has before. Disappointments will no longer steal days from you. Instead, you will recover quickly, refocusing and continuing forward. This renewed strength will make you a stabilizing presence for those around you, someone who can carry peace and hope even in challenging moments. As this happens, you will realize that it is not simply about feeling better. It is about being positioned to fully step into what I have prepared without being hindered by fatigue, doubt, or distraction. I am not asking you to push through on your own anymore. I am inviting you to rely fully on my power, which is limitless and always available. The more you lean on me, the more you will find that your strength does not run out, because it is being continually refilled. My child, you are not meant to live constantly drained. You are meant to live fully alive, fully engaged, and fully equipped for every good work I have called you to, and that is exactly what I am bringing to you now. The season you thought would never end is reaching its closing moment, and the chapter ahead will carry a completely different atmosphere than what you have been walking through. I have watched you endure long stretches where it felt like progress was slow, prayers seemed unanswered, and every step forward was met with resistance. You remained when it would have been easier to walk away, and that steadfastness has not gone unnoticed. I have been working even in the moments when it appeared nothing was moving, layering together circumstances and opportunities so that when the shift comes, it will be complete, leaving nothing half-finished. I am not giving you a partial ending. I am bringing closure that will free you from the weight of what has been pressing on you. The cycles that kept repeating will break, and the patterns that drained your energy will no longer have a hold. I am exchanging the heaviness of yesterday for the lightness of a new beginning, one marked by clarity, direction, and renewed expectation. This will not be a gradual fading out but a decisive change, as if a door you've been standing at for years suddenly opens and light floods in. The signs of this transition will be undeniable. Unexpected opportunities will appear, conversations will shift in your favor, and solutions you've been waiting for will arrive almost simultaneously. The weariness from the previous season will begin to lift, replaced by a fresh sense of momentum. You will notice that things which once felt like constant battles will start to move forward with ease. Because I have cleared the resistance, I am also surrounding you with new voices, people who speak life instead of doubt, who encourage instead of discourage, and who see the potential I have placed in you. This change is not just about circumstances shifting, but about your entire environment becoming aligned with the path I have set before you. I am removing the distractions that once pulled at your focus and replacing them with clarity so sharp that you will no longer waste time questioning whether you are on the right course. The way forward will be lit with unmistakable signs of my presence, guiding you step by step. You will no longer feel like you are walking in circles. You will see steady movement toward the promises I have spoken. The struggles you faced in this season were not to break you but to prepare you for the responsibility that comes with the next. I needed you to be strong enough to carry the blessing without being crushed by it, wise enough to steward it without losing sight of me, and humble enough to know that every victory comes from my hand. You are ready now, more than you realize, and the time has come for you to step out of the long waiting into the fulfillment that has been prepared for you. The sound of this change will echo in every part of your life, touching areas you did not even know needed renewal. My child, you will look back at this moment and see it as a dividing line, the point where the long stretch of testing gave way to the release of promises, the point where your endurance turned into reward, the point where what you carried in faith became reality before your eyes. Amen.